Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. Alright, we are gonna do a collective reading using the Yin Yang Oracle. Alright, what's up, everybody? Alright. It's getting late for me. Okay, here we go. What do we need to know? There's too many. I miss smoking cigarettes. God, I love that shit. North Node, cosmic purpose. Guilt, sabotage, deception, temptation, release, surrender. What is holding you back from your purpose? Have you ever thought about your purpose beyond what this current society believes? So I'm not talking about like, I want to be a mailman, right? Not a career, but your actual purpose, like your soul purpose. Like, sorry, my eyes got bulgy. But like your soul purpose. What do you love? What makes you so fucking happy? Is it baking? Is it cooking? Is it talking shit? Is it fashion? Is it creation? Is it being a mechanic? Is it finding solutions to problems? Is it math, right? What makes you fucking happy? We all have different passions. For a reason, right? We're supposed to be using those, but no, the system wants us in boring ass shit that only benefits them, right? They want us to be unhappy. In this moment, we're experiencing a collective shift. We're still not quite there, but we are teetering on being there. More and more people are awakening to their purpose. More and more people are awakening to the truth not only around them but also within them, right? They're recognizing like like millions of people are like moving into their cars and being like, life is too short, I want to do this. Like, think about that Oliver who got on the boat and he's like, I'm gonna sail to Maui, right, from Oregon or Seattle or whatever, and he did, right? So like, think about it. What is your purpose? What's the one thing that like you've always wanted or like you always knew was true for you before? And it was usually around childhood. We know what we like as children, and we're allowed to as children for the most part. But then as we get older, oh, that's silly. Oh, you can't do that, right? Like, then the negativity starts to creep in from everyone around us, right? So think about that, and then that's that energy. Here, let me lay these out. That energy is what causes all of these shadow aspects. The inability to make decisions, feeling lost, feeling guilt, feeling like things aren't obtainable, like you can't do certain things. Limitations is the word, right? So this stuff, right? It starts with the rejection. It starts with us starting to feel fragmented, like, oh, your ideas are stupid, you can't do that, right? I think a lot of our reasoning for being on this planet at this time is to support humanity through these moments. And that's going to take all of us stepping into our purpose. Again, we all have things that drive us, that motivate us, that we're good at, and there's a reason for that, right? So not allowing the projections from the people around you telling you that you can't do shit, at whatever stage in life, right? Not allowing that to determine your path is not an easy thing to do, but that's why we're here, right? That's why we're getting this guidance, because it's essential to our own purpose that we not allow any of those self-hating people limit us, make us feel fragmented and lost, rejected. I just uploaded a video about love yourself through it, which that was like the main topic. It's like, anytime you feel rejected, that's a post-it note from outside of you reminding you to love yourself, right? Because no one's gonna love you the way you need to love you. This has been really big for me this past year. I haven't really put it into words, but it's been something that I've been consciously practicing. Is every time I feel someone outside of me not give me the recognition or love that I know I deserve, that I know I met them with, I give it back to myself, right? So it's again that balance of this reflection and projection. When people project on you, allow yourself to reflect back to them that love that you gave to them, give it back to yourself, right? Allow it to like reflect, right? Like that saying when we were little, I'm rubber and you're glue, or whatever. Everything you say to me bounces off of me and sticks to you. I don't know. I don't remember it verbatim, but that's what projections and reflections are, right? So, deception, temptation, and guilt and sabotage. I think when we start to allow other people to become our main voice within our heads, right? Like, you can't do that, and when we allow that to when we allow that to control us, right? That's when we sabotage ourselves. That's when we sorry, I'm just looking at these cards trying to organize them. That's when we give other people, that's when we give our power away. So one thing I've been doing the past couple years is like I've been really conscious about picking up my pieces. I've been connecting to myself at different times in my life by listening to the music I liked, watching the movies I liked, remembering things, right? This memories and nostalgia. Allowing yourself to remember who the fuck you are is a huge part of stepping into your purpose, right? Like that's pretty much the process, but there's a process to it. Again, I did it a little bit more fun, just because I really can't, I didn't want to do it a different way. So just reconnect to yourself. Be conscious about those pieces, right? Anytime you have a memory that's, makes you feel bad, allow yourself to kind of have compassion for yourself at that point in your life, but also remember that there was, it's like regaining that spark. Like I'm getting a sparkler. Like people, or like birthday candles, like people blow them out, and allowing yourself to like stay lit, right? That damn church hymn about the little light of mine, right? Allow yourself to not let anyone get that flame. I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of a weird metaphor. I'm trailing off a little bit too much. So we have the feminine energy, which is all about just being, right? Human being. So anytime you feel like you're doing too much, and we do too much because society demands it of us, and also because moving and doing helps us, it gives us this sense of purpose, of tangible purpose, instead of having to like just be and like sitting in our feelings, right? So healing is very much a process of both, but allowing yourself to feel is incredibly important. And there right now, I mean, we're so imbalanced on this planet because of the patriarch. Like women are the ones that create life. Like women create and sustain and nurture life. Men don't do that. And so right now men have the control, right? This planet was a matriarch, which is a women centered and led society for billions of years, up until the past few thousand, when men took over. And look at the destruction of the planet. So right now we're in this moment of, again, I don't know if this is the last reading, but we're in this moment at a collective level where we're kind of teetering. I'm getting like a Jenga stack, right? Like we're one more pull and we could all topple down, or we could be really, really slow and careful and intentional, which is more of a feminine energy, about our next move to ensure that I mean, it depends. Do we want it to topple? Yes, we want the current system to topple. But when we're building it back, we want to be more intentional, right? So allowing yourself to be in your feminine energy through your healing process is going to be very important. And the patriarch doesn't allow men to even acknowledge their own femininity. Um, but we're seeing a shift, right? I mean, I'm seeing a shift because I choose to follow certain people on the interweb. But as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to collective consciousness, there's definitely a shift. The matriarch is rising. Um, no, it's not an absolute at this point, but again, the tide is there. Like thinking of it as a surfing wave, right? More and more people are going out to catch that wave, right? So don't leave yourself behind, okay? All right. Wow, I'm full of the fucking metaphor. I think my edible kicks in. Because what the fuck? All right, we have when in doubt, reach out, ask your ancestors for support, or your whatever it is you believe in. But ancestors specifically, especially if you are a cycle breaker for your family lineage, especially if you have colonial lineage. It's really important that you allow actually, if you do have colonial lineage, some of your ancestors might not be the ones to call on. If you come from an oppressed lineage, then reach out to your ancestors for that warrior spirit, for that guidance on how to regain your own sense of self through this process, while also being the one to support your lineage. We're in this moment where a lot of us are breaking cycles. We're doing things different. We're not continuing the harm. We're calling it out. We're going no contact. Allow yourself to be guided through this. It's not an easy process by any means, but it is fulfilling and it will lead you to your purpose. And maybe that's your purpose, is to be the cycle breaker in your family. But it's also bigger than that. It's for the entire human collective, not just your family line, okay? All right, we have... let's do the seasons and the elements. We have air and water elements, which could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. Okay, and then we have fall and summer. It's interesting because I was just trying to break up when I said okay. I was trying to break up the zodiacs. I said because air and water always follow each other in the zodiac patterning. So Aquarius and then Pisces season is like late winter, early spring. I mean, it depends on where you live. I'm talking about the northern hemisphere in the seasonal breakdown. Apologies. And then we have Gemini and Cancer, which is like summer, and then Libra and Scorpio, which is fall. So, and then we have fall and summer here. So anyway, that's why I said okay, because I was thinking about that breakdown. So I don't know, it might mean something to you. It might be, I feel like there's some sort of component around the time of the year that might be helpful for some of you. I know that the fall is the time of the year that I really step into my feminine energy, my receiving energy, my more being, whereas when the weather is warmer and hotter, I have a tendency to do way more. Not by choice, it's just the way that my body has acclimated to this whatever. Okay, it's a lot of the same as nature. Okay, moving on. Don't be afraid to speak your truth and be open to receiving that. I think if you can speak your truth to yourself, then you have a lot easier time expressing yourself to others. Again, we don't worry about what other people think about us when we're in our purpose. And the North Node is in Pisces right now. If this is resonating for you, go check out, if you have the time, go check out the other reading I just posted, the Loving Yourself Through It, because I was talking about Pisces energy in regards to the moon card that came out, and kind of this allowing yourself to really, again, pick up your pieces, allowing yourself to go deep within and recognize where things went off track, who was the person that catapulted you off track. Not so that we can blame them, but just because when we're able to identify it, then we can release it. We can surrender to what actually is our path, right? And we have cold and detached, and we also have family, home, and commitment. I don't know if those two go together. I'm cold and detached towards my cats today, so that's my family. I picked a bone with all of them. But yeah, so think of things. Think of yourself as you're through this process. Allow yourself to reconnect with who you are, right? And I mean, that's what my purpose is my purpose. I received my download for my purpose in 2017, I think, and it was to help uplift humanity. And then it was up to me to decipher what that meant and navigate that, and what did that mean to me, right? So allow yourself that flexibility through whatever you're feeling called to do, right? Allow yourself. I hate it when people drive down the alley. It triggers me. Allow yourself to process, right? It's a process. Baby daddy had to tell me that all the time, because I was like I had very rigid thinking at one point in my life. Again, mostly because of other people's impact, or their, way of thinking, influencing me. And baby daddy used to say that all the time. Like, it's a process, right? Allow yourself to take the small steps, because small steps add up, right? Eventually you'll get to where you're going. And also recognizing that, like, the destination is the journey. No, the journey is the destination. Both, right? So allow yourself to walk through everything. I love this song. Smashing Pumpkins, tonight maybe, I don't know. I love it. All right, we're gonna get a quick little affirmation, leave us on a good note. Please believe in me. There we go. Focus on what's important, stay curious, and keep moving forward. Those small steps, okay? Say hello to a new day, enjoy today, and keep life simple. All right, so when it's starting to feel like too much, allow yourself to retreat. I almost said retrieve, which is interesting because it's both. Allow yourself to retreat and retrieve those pieces of you that are kind of allowing you to recognize that, the pace is too much, or I'm doing too much, or whatever it is. Allow yourself to really just tap in, okay? Good luck. I love you. Have a good one.